going on, guys? Tonight I got the Hellfire Farms Devilfruit. Now this is A-1, it's marked. So there are a couple different phenotypes. I'm not 100% whether I can release the genetics yet. I don't know if that's being kept a secret. I will definitely look into that. I guess I should show Pepper a little bit. Absolutely gorgeous, as usual. Really cool looking. Getting a lot of haziness on the camera here. Well, but there are some videos coming up that are very important. Not that any of these are not important. They're all important. But there are a couple in here that I really needed to try, and I couldn't help myself. And the Hogscotch and the Devilfruit are definitely two of them that I just couldn't resist. I will get to the other important ones another night. Smells delicious. First, I'll give you this view. Look at that. So I adjust the backlighting, so hopefully the backlighting is good, and I'm getting good focus there. Absolutely beautiful interior. Almost identical. Very, very symmetrical, which I appreciate. The smell is very light for some reason. It just smells fruity and floral, but it doesn't have a really strong pungent smell to it. It doesn't smell disgusting. It smells wonderful. It smells very vegetal and fresh, and that's another reason why I had to try these, is because I want them at peak freshness, and right now is the perfect time to try it. Alright, so the initial bite was fruity as possible. Really, really strong fruity flavor. Maybe a slight touch of citrus. No sweetness. Halfway through chewing it, it went very, very floral, but zero bitterness. So really strong fruity and a really strong floral. Created a really good combination of flavors. Because typically, that flavor profile, I feel like you automatically associate it with bitterness. You'd expect something that's strongly floral to be bitter, but it wasn't in the least. It's lighting up my whole tongue. This one didn't seem hot. The fumes are choking me up. But it was about halfway through chewing it, it went very pungent floral. But again, it was accompanied by a very strong fruitiness, slight citrus hint, just a little tiny bit, just enough to add to the fruity flavor and to balance out with how strong that floral came in. Because for a minute there, I said it was really fruity at first, and once the floral came in, I didn't taste any of the fruitiness. It just went straight floral. But again, it was not bitter. It was very, very smooth. Very immediate transition straight to floral. And then that lingered for a little bit. And then it got fruity again. But just the fumes from the pepper in my mouth was actually like making it hard to talk. The burn's really strong. Sitting, say a solid 5. Very, very strong 5. Just mainly attacking the tongue. Roof of the mouth, definitely. And the tongue burns all the way back to the very back of the tongue. I feel it on the edge of my tongue, all the way in the back. But it's not digging at the throat. It's all mouth. Excuse me, pepper burp. I still taste all the flavors in my mouth. The citrus is barely hanging on. It was very, very mild to begin with. And now it's almost not there. But I could still just pick it up just a little tiny bit. Definitely make my nose run. Still did not attack the throat. So again, as I was chewing it, it didn't really seem that hot. I swallowed and sat there waiting for the heat, and it didn't seem to come. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just started taking off. That was very interesting. It was a very delayed reaction. Excuse me, pepper burp. Not like ghost peppers, where ghost peppers slowly increased. This was like nothing, and then it just ramped. Ramped from like let's say a 1 up to a 5 very quickly. Definitely down. It just dropped substantially. So this one's burn pattern is definitely odd. I still feel it a little tingle in my mouth. But it's almost like the burn dropped off completely. So that was a very, very peculiar burn pattern. That'll definitely throw you off. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Skyrocket, plummet. That's pretty much how that went. I'm maybe sitting at 1. That's how quickly it dropped off. Really intense peak though. When it hit, it just lit everything up. Except my throat. Didn't touch my throat. In fact, I feel like I'm getting a little more of a tingle in my throat now than when it was actually burning. That's probably just it spreading. Still a very, very strong floral flavor in my mouth. Blow my nose here. I definitely feel it when I breathe. My mouth feels hot. But the intensity is completely gone. Very odd burn pattern. Very delicious tasting pepper. Yeah, that definitely is a reason I was looking forward to that one. And that's exactly why. Tastes very similar to one of the parent peppers. Actually, pretty much spot on, except either one of the parents both sometimes had a slight bitterness, whereas this one didn't have any bitterness at all. It was very, very smooth, very strong floral. That is definite. Again, that was across from Hellfire Farms. I do have 2 more of them to do, so if I am given permission to release the genetics, that will be on the next one. Got some really cool videos coming up. But again, there are a couple here that I just couldn't wait to do. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up. No more burn. Still floral in my mouth. Lost the fruitiness. But that pretty much wraps that up. Alright guys, burn daily.